Let's talk about the fearful avoidant. I feel like we talk about the dismissive avoidant a lot. Let's talk about the FA. Leslie Wells, connection coach here. I help individuals heal and improve their relationships, and I look at things through an attachment lens. So whether or not you are in a relationship and you're having issues that are coming up because of your attachment wounds, or whether you're out of a relationship but you want to earn secure attachment, that's what I help my clients do. So the fearful avoidant is an individual who from early childhood has developed this betrayal wound. For whatever reason, their caregivers were unable to show up for them well and meet their needs, and they feel this sense of betrayal as a result. They feel like love is not safe, people are not safe, and at some point in time, they're going to be disappointed and let down. And it's happened so much for them that they're always sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop and waiting for someone to let them down, disappoint them, and hurt them. So the core needs of a fearful avoidant are safety, number one, because they have that sense of always that they're going to be betrayed. So they're always seeking safety, which makes them very hypervigilant, and the deep need to be seen, heard, and understood. And it's really important for them to be seen and understood. So you have to have really deep, intimate conversations and collect data on them to understand them at a very deep level. The surface level conversations are not going to work with an FA. If you get them a gift, you need to get them something that speaks to them, that shows that you really know who you are. It really helps them to build safety and trust and have peace in the relationship if you collect the data to really get to know who they are and understand them very deeply and all the things that makes them tick. One of the things that really feels good to them is if you can actually almost predict their needs and show up in that way for them. I realize that that's impossible. You cannot just predict everybody's needs, but if you can sort of be more attuned to their emotions or their moods and see when they need reassurance or see when they need just physical touch or whatever, that speaks volumes to them. One of the things that they will do as a result in conflict because of this deep need to be understood is they will over-explain something. They will literally just sit there and beat a dead horse to the point where sometimes it becomes almost like degrading and belittling, and they're not doing that. Like, that's not their intention. They don't think that you're an idiot and they need to keep repeating themselves. They're doing it because they really desperately need to make sure that they are fully understood. And it's because they carry so much pain because of that betrayal wound. And so they really feel like if they can make you understand them and get them, then you'll see all of their pain, you'll see their experience, and you will make sure to avoid those things that bring them pain. It helps develop a sense of safety for them. They can actually get really upset and come out with a hardcore fight response if they feel like you are not doing these things. If they feel chronically unheard, unseen, and undervalued and misunderstood, it can really set them off and they can get pretty mean. So here's the message for the fearful avoidant. No one is going to fully understand you. That is your work to do. People can sit and try to do their best to understand you, but every single one of us comes from different attachment needs, different attachment wounds, different experiences, perceptions, beliefs, values. We see things very differently. Two people can go through the exact same experience and draw different meaning from it. And FAs, because they draw such deep meaning from things, most people are not going to be able to understand things and see them the same way that you do. Truthfully, a lot of people don't even dig that deep or think about things that deeply. So it's going to be really difficult for them to truly understand you in a way that makes you feel completely good and completely seen and understood. So here's what you need to do. You need to look for the instances, especially in conflict, when your partner is trying to understand you, where they're actually seeking to understand you, even if they don't get it perfectly right. If they are asking questions, if they are clarifying, if they are doing their best to see things from your perspective, that is really all that you can ask. So you really need to take that and have gratitude for that they're trying to show up for you well. And that alone, just the attempt and just the effort, should show you that they are doing their best to get to know you and understand how you tick and your desires and your hurts and your pains. And that alone, just the effort, should be enough, if you reframe it, to let you know that they are building trust and they are building safety. And that's about the best that you're going to get. And here's the other thing. That's what you want. You don't want them to completely understand you, because chances are, if they understand every experience you have perfectly in the same way that you do, they're not being authentic, they're not being transparent, and they're not being honest. You want them to say, hey, I don't really understand your perspective, but I do understand that you're really hurt and you're really upset right now, and you need me to sit in this with you. But you really don't want somebody that is going to understand you completely all the time, because chances are, if that's the case, you don't have a real intimate, transparent relationship where they're showing up authentically. And if they aren't showing up authentically, that's going to feel really unsafe to you, and you're going to feel way less understood. And you're probably going to see that as a micro betrayal. The other thing fearful avoidants really have to be careful of in their work is to not manipulate people and force them and persuade them to see things your way. This is something that fearful avoidants really are bad about during a conflict, and that's not okay. That's manipulation, that's coercion, that's you controlling the relationship in order to feel safe. So if you truly want safety in your relationship, you can't create that safety that is false, that is built on manipulation. If you're a fearful avoidant and this resonates with you at all, put something in the comments.